And this was the day that I traveled to the United States for the first time. This is how I came to this country. So I had 3 flights. So the day started at 9 in the morning in my hometown, which is in the middle of Bulgaria. I'm from Bulgaria, Stara Zagora. And I had to get first to the airport, which is in our capital, Sofia. So at 9 in the morning, my uncle drove my mother and me to the airport so that basically I could get on a plane and come to the US. And my itinerary was Sofia, Bern, which is in Switzerland, then from there to Cincinnati, which prophetically is in northern Kentucky and not in Ohio, and then from Cincinnati to Grand Rapids, Michigan. And then in Grand Rapids I was picked up by the college van along with another international student who had arrived from Germany. So I was picked up by a few of the international students studying at the small conservative liberal arts college in Holland, Michigan. So that was my itinerary from Stara Zagora, Bulgaria to Holland, Michigan. And so it's a story about, so there's very little I remember from those flights, but I remember 2 things, which at the time I figured that, I'm learning so much about this new country. And then afterwards it turned out that in some ways the knowledge I gained was it turned out to be all wrong. So the first thing I remember was took place on the long flight from Bern to Cincinnati, and it had to do with the salad that I had to eat on the flight. The stewardess asked me what kind of dressing I wanted, and I had never been given a choice of dressings before, because in Bulgaria all you get is olive oil and vinegar, that's it. So I asked her, what kinds do you have? And I really don't remember what else she said, but she said Thousand Island dressing, and I thought, Thousand Island, and in my mind that had to do with spices, getting it from a Thousand Island, and I just thought that was the most ironic thing.
No hot fudge?
I can make it with the chocolate sauce we got.
That sounds wonderful.
Okay, got it.
That's Hershey's, sir.
4,000 Taiwan dressing.
Chocolate sauce with the side.
Yeah, so at the time I thought that was just amazing that I could get a dressing made with spices from 1,000 islands. So that's what I got, and I thought it was wonderful. And for the next year of my life in the US, I zealously ate only 1,000 Taiwan dressing on all the salads I ate until I found out that it was made of ketchup and mayonnaise. and I realized it was actually disgusting tasting. And by that point, I think I'd put on 10 pounds. And not just from that, but also because I worked at my college, I worked at the cafeteria.
Brownies.
Okay. Well,
I'm so sorry.
so you just bring me like a pile of Thousand Island dressing? Some crackers. Trash.
I'm sorry. You want some Hershey cake or something?
I don't know what that is.
Really, I'm sorry.
Y'all got any cake?
We got Hershey cake. We got carrot cake. We got our cheesecake.
Yes, Hershey cake.
Hershey cake. That
It is
sounds
good. You want me to put ice cream and chocolate on that?
Freestyle. I'm all for it.
Okay, you like nuts? Whipped cream? Cherries?
I probably don't have any.
But we do. We do. We do.
Just a dessert.
I have my life right now.
Can we get a table? No. Coffee? Good.
So,
This is a funny story, by the way.
it's not funny at all. Yeah, well, so that's what I remember. I ate it for a year, found out it was what it was, and then I realized that doesn't even taste good, and that was the last time I ate Thousand Island dressing. It's been 12 years now. So that's what I remember from the long flight. And the short flight was from Cincinnati to Grand Rapids, and I sat next to a woman who was flying from DC to Grand Rapids, and it was a short flight, maybe half an hour. The whole time of that flight, she talked and told me her entire life story. So I learned that she was divorced, and her husband was a refrigerator repairer, and she was growing tomatoes in her own yard, which she was giving to her mother who lived in Grand Rapids, and she was going there just for the weekend. So she told me a lot about herself, and I thought, wow, Americans are such friendly people, and it doesn't take long to get to know them really well and become friends with them. And I think I made exchange addresses with her because I really believe that after she told me so much about herself, we would become friends. And I think, again, for the next 2 years probably, I was really interested in talking to people because I thought I not make a lot of friends. And I put a lot of energy into talking to strangers. And then at some point I realized that actually Americans will tell you a lot about themselves, but it's all pretty much surface value. It's nothing that really matters. So I stopped talking to people on trains and buses and planes. And those are the two things that I remember from coming to the United States. And the day was long because I ended up in Holland, Michigan around 8 p.m. that day, which was 3 in the morning in Bulgaria. So the sun didn't set for many, many hours. End of story.
Did you ever write to the woman?
No, I don't. I was hoping she would write to me.